It's raining slightly. Wind gusting over 40 degrees. Sounds like a great time to turn on some irrigation water, huh? Morning. And yes, technically it is still morning. Just been in the shop all day. Welcome to Monday. So it's that fun-filled time of year, guys. Canal doesn't shut off till November 15th. Here we are, the first week of November. As you can see by the color of the leaves in the trees, they're starting to finally fall. Now is the real fun time for irrigation. Lots of leaves, lots of crap in the water. It's gonna be a long 48 hours. But despite the fact we're getting moisture, a lot of these crops could use some more, so we're gonna run it, see what kind of mess we got. You wanna know why I say organic can never work under our irrigation? See all them dots? That's pigweed seed. So you are literally planting pigweeds by just irrigating around here. Hence why organic corn's full of pigweeds. Sorry guys, with that wind, there's no point of even trying to put this out there because it won't stand anywhere. The beautiful part of tumbleweeds, pitching them out of this ditch today, we'll pitch them out of the ditch on that ridgeline tomorrow. Because that's just what they do. They make your life miserable. Okay, we got this one past all the houses and trees. So it goes on for another, what does it do? It does a half a mile and then turns, so I just call it 3/4 of a mile of open ground. Hopefully the worst is behind us. Now I gotta run over because we got the really big ditch that you guys helped me clean the last video or 2 videos ago. I don't know, whenever it was we got water. We gotta go get that one down now. Okay, on the second ditch, which, as you know from last time, follows the ridge line from up yonders, over there, over to there, down the ditch, into the pond. I got most of the weeds, missed a few. Now I gotta jump over to the next ridge line over, go help with the other part of it. This one's almost made it. I'll run back while I wait though, go check the other boxes, make sure everything's still flowing like it should. So you got 2 things you gotta watch for with water this time of year. One is the tumbleweeds floating along like we have for the last couple of runs. They're either floating in the ditch or blowing around, becoming a problem. The other one is kind of the sneaky one, and that's the leaves that are just kind of floating in the water. You don't really think of it, you know, leaves yay big. Well, what happens is like one will get caught, then another, then another, then another, and all of a sudden you've got a full dam built out of leaves. And it is hard to freaking get a pitchfork to go through them because they are that tight. So it just means you got to go check boxes a lot. So while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to go back through all this stuff where we started on this ditch, make sure they're all still clean. By then maybe the water will be to the next divide, ready for the pitchfork again. Drive over this giant pigweed. So like that right there, that could become a problem. See how those weeds are just hanging up on that divide? That'll slowly get bigger and bigger. It'll become a very big problem. So let's grab a pitchfork. This is gonna go so horribly wrong trying to hold the camera and a pitchfork. Go ahead. Shimmy out here. Oh, I'm gonna lose most of it. I'll be damned. Oh, and drag it away, so hopefully it doesn't just blow right back in. Water is now flowing in the other pond on this ditch. So that's both of our farms off of this lateral. Hector and Blanca, and I think Cameron, finished getting the water on that first ditch all the way down. That's going to 3 different ponds. Low tonight is supposed to be like 24, 25 and still a little breeze, so we won't touch anything tonight. Everything is already winterized from last week. Tomorrow morning we'll fire everything up as early as we can so we get as much use as we can before we have to drain everything again tomorrow night, because it's supposed to be in the 20s again. But all I know is right now it's damn near 2 o'clock and I'm friggin' starving, so we're all headed to lunch. Catch back up with you here in a bit. So looking at our neighbor's lovely hay getting rained on makes me think of our hay that's getting rained on, which also makes me think of this bill we just got from John Deere for the work they did on our swather that day. Here is where nobody actually factors in what I guess would have to be called the opportunity cost, the lost chance. So when our swather broke down, it was just before noon. We didn't get a replacement swather till late the next afternoon. So we lost about a day and a half worth of swathing. Because we got set back, we wound up not swathing a lot of fields that we wanted to because there was rain in the forecast and we had an irrigation shot coming. We said, okay, we gotta wait, get through that, then we'll swath. Well, all that hay that we didn't get swathed in, that would have been baled by the time the water got here, come to find out, because the water stalled about 2 days. Showed up 2 days slower than we were expecting. We could have had that hay baled in a barn right now. But instead, all those acres are on the ground right now getting rained on, meaning it is no longer premium hay. It's no longer barn quality, it's grinder quality, which on a year like this, per bale, you're talking a very significant amount of money. And that hay is going to sit there in the field for God knows how many weeks, because, like I said, today's Monday. Rain. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be partly sunny and 50. That ain't going to dry anything. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, snow, snow, and more snow. Guys, I am not being at all sarcastic when I say there is a good chance that hay could still be laying there in windrows come Thanksgiving. Yeah, that sucks. Anywho, I'm gonna run in the shop, see what the plan is. Catch up with you guys here in just a little bit. So during the rain, the cattle are never happy, obviously, because they're getting wet and soggy. Nobody likes that. But in a weird way, this is actually good for their health. We'll get the dust settled, hopefully get the temps evened out, and it'll be better for them in the long run. Just real soggy process to get there. On the other hand, the clearing in the clouds over there means our storm front's moving off. And that means we're going to lose our cloud cover for the night. That's why temps tonight are supposed to get as cold as they are. They're talking mid to low 20s. That's why we don't have any pivots around here right now. So our thought process at the moment is we'll fire everything up we can first as early as we can tomorrow. And then by this time tomorrow night, we got to go back through and winterize them, pull all the plugs, do everything to drain them out again, because it's supposed to get really cold tomorrow night. So here's the debate. We've got 4 different weather websites that we all look at. Plus, there's a local meteorologist that sends out all the different model runs going, okay, here's what we're looking at. The European model says this, the Canadian this, the US this. He goes, it's going to be some sort of mix in between. We could potentially have like another 2 to 3 inches of moisture, moist here by this time next week. If that's the case, we don't want full irrigation ponds because that's going to make a mess. Okay, so shut the water off. Well, if they're wrong and we don't really get anything, which right now, as soggy as things are, we're at 2/10. That's why the cattle are going to be fine. It's 2/10. But if they're wrong and we get the light end, all of a sudden we passed up on a lot of much needed water. So, quite literally, the $1 million question is, what do you do?